So, South Park just destroyed woke Hollywood.
It destroyed Kathleen Kennedy. She's out of a job after this for sure.
And the most important thing is that all these anti-woke channels, Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, all of them, they've won.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour, and I'll be there for you like I've been there before. And I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. You're still in bed at 10 and work began at 8. You've burned your breakfast and so far things are going great. Your mother warned you there'd be days like this, but she didn't tell you when the world has brought you down to your knees. And I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. And I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
We're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned. I really just want to make that clear.
Morales has his own background.
I love the last show.
We're about inclusiveness and we want new people in.
The Fandom Initiative.
Every conceivable opportunity so you can think current day.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Re-educate me? They're more than welcome to try.
So.
I get it.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson. Fuck yeah.
Hello,
I'm
people.
I'm so glad he gets some editing in for us. It's so
I mean,
awesome.
it's like he's a pretty big deal, you know. And then every
I
week
know.
when we ask him, like, "Hey, Ryan, can you put something together for us?" He's like, "You know what? I've been working on this new Disney project, right? Or like Star Wars trilogy. I've been working on the next Knives Out.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll be there, you know." And
Yeah, and he definitely does it for free because we can't afford shit.
well, I mean, with my recent paycheck from Disney, actually, after shilling for them,
Oh.
I actually had enough to pay him like a good at least $25,000 for that. So, because I mean,
We need to talk about this Disney shill check you're getting.
oh,
I'm not seeing that.
oh, they're not sending you that much money.
They're not sending me any money. Am I doing
Oh,
this wrong? Shit, I'm doing
wait.
this wrong, aren't I?
So you're like defending like The Last Jedi and all these Disney movies for nothing?
I genuinely thought Last Jedi was a good movie. Is that not what we do? Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Oh
man?
no.
What the hell?
Oh.
Well,
I guess
now that you fucking
I
said this, right?
liked
Like
it.
my
Yeah.
my fucking checks are gonna stop coming now. What the hell, man?
I thought it was a good movie. I think
Bro.
Ryan Johnson's a good filmmaker. Is that
I mean, yeah, you have. Are you like serious right now that you actually believe that?
Yeah, dude, have you seen Brick? Brick was great, and Looper was pretty cool. and
Brick's
I love
fucking
how-
shit,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
What the fuck?
I'm having trouble keeping this straight.
I didn't know
That
where
was
to
a
take
good delivery, though.
Thank you. Thank you.
God damn it, Brick! What?
Brick, not Brick. Oh god.
How you
Yeah.
doing?
Hello, everyone. Dane will be here in just a minute, so that he can control me and Bob because we're
Yeah. Apparently,
yeah.
he's getting this shell paycheck, and I'm barely scraping by here. Fuck.
Yeah. I definitely want to ask Dane if he's also getting that because damn, sucks to be you, man.
Apparently, yeah. I need to hook up. I definitely need to hook up.
Yeah. Also, just real quick, Sketchy Got Hands, please spell my name the right way, because that yikes.
Yeah, I saw that, and it was a good thing. But it's like, come on, Sketchy. I can't post.
Yeah,
that.
I know you didn't mean it like that. Please.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a nice tribute to Matthew Perry. Turf,
Yeah.
are you familiar with Matthew Perry at all?
He's the guy from Seinfeld, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
No, yeah. No, I was, you know, I was pretty affected by that death because he was a big part of my childhood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, Friends is one of my favorite shows. And it's just like, yeah, he's a big inspiration for a lot of people, and so it's just like, even back then when they were filming that, like he was struggling and stuff, but he never failed to make people laugh, and
Yeah.
and
You could
and
tell,
he's
like,
no, sorry.
go ahead, finish your point.
No, it was just like a different thing where it's like like there was in the opening. He's talked a lot about how like he's really proud of Friends, but it's also not what he wants to be remembered by, you know.
Yes.
Like he is a person who did a lot of good stuff, you know.
Mhm.
Like he went through hell many times, and
Mhm.
he always tried to make the world a better place,
Yeah,
which is
no, I
really
mean,
admirable.
when you watch Friends, it's like you see his weight fluctuate, and he even talks about how like he can
Mhm.
tell by his weight like what substance he was on, and
Yeah,
it's just a struggle he's had his own life, and the fact that
exactly.
he talks about it so frankly um, is kind of fantastic. Just letting people know that like there's others people like you out there, and that you can beat this.
Yeah,
And his death was tragic.
it was. Yeah.
I remember watching Friends when it was on. I don't really think I've rewatched it. Like I know it's gotten all these
Mm.
lives on streaming, but I haven't really rewatched it since then.
Yeah.
Um, but I have seen. I do occasionally watch the whole 9 yards, which
Mm.
is I always thought was a fun movie. Just
Yeah.
and I will also say of the Friends and Friends, Chandler was my favorite. He was just funny.
Honestly, I think same.
Mhm.
Like when I was younger, I was more of like a Joey fan, but like as I grew up, it
Yeah,
was just Chandler was like Chandler was the guy.
yeah. I mean, I'll be blunt. Anybody but Ross. Ross was the worst.
Okay, the way I see it, right? Ross to me, like as a character, I didn't, or like as a person, right? I did not like him,
Hmm.
but he's still one of the funniest characters in that show.
Yeah,
Just
no,
because
he was funny, but yeah,
he's so funny, but like as a person, he was awful.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he was absolutely insufferable.
yeah.
My 2 cents nonsense. My favorite non-Friends thing he did is defending Fallout New
Oh,
Vegas.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Him and like Fallout New Vegas. He plays like
I did not know
what's his
that.
name again? Like it's the bad guy, right? Wait, let me just search it up.
I had no idea. I'm learning something new.
Yeah. Who did he? I don't remember what he's called. What's the dude called?
We talk about Matthew Perry or
Oh yeah, that guy. No.
yeah.
His character.
I didn't even know he was in the game. So if you're looking for a character name, I'm no idea.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Benny. Yeah,
Oh, Benny. Okay.
yeah. He's a pretty significant character. But yeah, no, yeah, it was tragic, and one thing I started seeing a lot of like kind of um almost too far, but like jokes from Friends, like things about like in the show where Chandler's talking about how it's like, or like jokes about like Chandler dying first and stuff, and it's just like
Ooh.
I saw a lot of stuff like that being posted, and there's this weird like consensus in the comments where it's like too soon, man, but also he would be the kind of person to make jokes like that.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a weird situation when something happens, and the things I'm like, I really hope everyone around him has had like the privacy and like just the, to mourn this loss in the ways
hmm
that they want to.
absolutely.
That's one thing I always worry about when celebrities die is that, of course, someone like Matthew Perry, who's had a big impact on a lot of people around the world, a lot of people feel like they want to pay tribute, that they want to do something special and stuff. But it's like we also need to remember that there are people really close to him who need their privacy, who
Yeah,
need to just be able to mourn this person who they loved.
yeah. I mean, if you're a fan, the best way you can celebrate him is just like watch some Friends or read one of
Exactly.
his books. Like he's got books.
Yeah.
He just released a book where he goes all into his addiction issues. If you're having
Yeah.
issues with addiction issues, that'd be a great one to dive into.
For sure.
There's so many ways you can honor him without bothering his family. So don't bother his family.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, even if it is something where it's like, you meant well, just yeah.
Hmm. Oh no, well that's the thing. I'm sure everybody means well, but like
Yeah. No one's
it
gonna
can
be
get
like,
intense. Yes.
yeah,
We talking about Chandler Bong?
Shenandler
Yes.
Bong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Could you be any more late, Dane?
I mean, I could if you want to. Yeah. I mean, fine.
Yeah.
We'll just
No,
get out of here.
Get outta
we're
here.
starting. This is a great start, guys. We're
I was told
killing
that you would be there for me,
I mean,
because I'm there for you
I've been there
too.
before.
I know. That's why this is like very shocking, honestly. Like,
Yeah, even when the rain started to pour, I was there.
thought we were gonna go hang out in the fountain.
And Bob would be there for you too.
Man, yeah, we gotta do that someday. Go hang out in like a
True,
public fountain.
true.
Just
Oh
like-
my god, we should make our opening for the initiative just all of us in a
Yeah.
fountain.
Oh god.
Let's fucking do it.
Dane, how big of a Disney paycheck are you getting?
Well, they told us not to talk about it amongst ourselves because
God
you know they don't want us to realize that some of us are worth more than others.
God damn it!
Yeah, well, I accidentally mentioned mine right when we started, and then me and Bob got into an argument because he's apparently not shilling, which really shocked me and like it's kind of fucked up. Really, I thought
I like the Last
thought I could
Jedi.
trust
What
him.
the hell?
Okay, you know, we're not getting into this again, Bob. All right.
Yeah, that's literally impossible that you just liked the movie.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
what?
yeah.
No, I think I like the idea that Rey is nobody. I thought that was a clever thing. That like that's a twist nobody saw coming. It was great.
I guess you liked the whole like, oh, actually, from certain different perspectives, something may be true to each one of them, but like given their perspectives being different, they kind of clash. Like, I guess that was cool to you too, right?
That was brilliant. Like, is that
Oh,
that bad?
So you're really saying that like you
Oh.
wanted to see like a childhood hero go through a satisfying and human, realistic character arc where he's like
yeah,
he
I
falls
love
down, but then
the
he
idea of seeing him getting
claws his
broken
way
down
back
and
to the
building
top.
himself back up.
The only
what the
reason
fuck,
we do
man?
say that is because we're fucking getting paid for it. Because any real fan just wants to see him like a video game character, fucking level up and up and up and up and up and up to where he's just like fucking destroying planets with the Force and shit. And
You know what it would have been awesome if like when he walked out against the First Order, right? I was all on board with that, right? Like cool Luke. But then why didn't he like do like a Yoda scream like ah! And then like flip around and destroy all the individual type like or AT-ATs? What the hell? That's such a missed
you got
opportunity.
A good point.
Ryan
the
really
Yoda
gave us all
flipping
the
around,
gold
we-
and then
we
said
need more
fuck
Luke
you.
like that.
Yeah. I just want more like battle screams and then just flipping around. That's like true Star Wars.
that's what it's all about. That's what it's been about since day one. You know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean that's why they had Alec Guinness flipping around all over the place. And
I mean that like that Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight in the first one is incredible because they're both just like "Ah!" and they're like, you know,
yeah.
They're moving
It's-
so fast that it seems like they're not really even moving at all.
exactly.
Yeah.
Only shills can't see the brilliance of that scene.
All right, I think we're gonna lose the audience if we stay in this deep of irony mode too long.
Yeah. I cannot maintain a straight face to this to save my fucking life.
No, me either. That's yeah.
I almost turned off the camera just to
just for this bit.
Yeah.
So, did you talk about the video that we've got premiering after the stream's over?
No, we have not.
Good. Yes. Yeah. So we'll have a little bit during this episode, but we have a full discussion about the South Park episode premiering on the Initiative channel after this stream. It will be.
And
awesome.
this is like unseen content. This is not like, oh, we did it on a stream a while back and then we made it private and it's like hardly been seen or something like that. No, literally, the only people that have seen it are the people that are in the video. So yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was fun.
In fact, you guys haven't even seen it since I added a few
That's
things.
true.
Just
I was just there for the recording.
Oh, you're controlling it, Dane? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have to like make sure your opinions are correct and like what I want to
True.
Like every time we open our mouths, it's just like an AI voice that just Dane's just rewritten it.
Whenever you say something I don't like, I'm just like, cut that.
Dane actually like Dane took out. Dane like wrote down all of our best art like things we say in that video. He cut ours out and then just like re-recorded them himself. So everything like smart in that video is said by him.
Yeah, it's
and,
all
and we're
Dane's
just like
voice.
The fact that you're saying that means that the fucking the hold is breaking. I need to like get you back into some I don't know, some conditioning programs.
Oh God.
What do you mean about that?
You know the regimen, Turf. You don't. He doesn't need to explain to you again. You know.
That is
we have
true,
to follow.
Master.
We have to follow the regimen.
I'm getting tired of this fucking this dissent that's happening here. Okay, you need to.
Listen, I've already done it 3
knows.
times this week. I can't do it again, okay? I'm not doing it again.
Everybody knows that I'm fucking the man up in this piece.
Listen, it's getting really sore. Sorry. All right, so how's everyone doing?
Yes, I don't know. Maybe we should dive in. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty good. It's a kind of a relaxed fit episode. Hopefully not as relaxed fit as the Fabcast was last night. Because that one I hadn't had a stream like that was just that all over the place in quite a while. So it was fun though.
We're gonna be talking about Joel Best the entire stream, guys.
Yeah, I mean, just clearly the Joel Best approach to content now. We're just talking about Joel Best. That was crazy. Like, there's apparently one guy, if you missed it, which a lot of people did. There's apparently one guy that's been in like focusing on the idea that Halloween candy's been poisoned or got blades put in like for decades, and he's just the same guy, and he's done studies on it and stuff. And so, like, if you Google this and you're trying to find out any facts on it, anything you find is going to have his name on it. And it was kind of just like surreal as we were doing in real time.
No, we're literally searching separately, and it's just like we're just all finding crap on Joel Best.
Yeah, so we're talking about some characters, right?
Yeah,
characters. Yeah.
Also, I've just seen some like in the comments asking about DJ. DJ will not be showing up today, and for anyone worrying about last time, he's fine after the gas leak.
Yeah,
no shit. That was like
fine, guys. Yes.
The last time anybody saw him, he was like, "Oh, there's a gas leak. I don't know. Things might explode."
Yeah,
he's fine. Guys.
Not showing up today. Yeah, he's fine.
Well, yeah, we literally don't have an outline because we spent our meeting recording content yesterday.
Yeah, so you guys are getting extra content.
Bullshit that YouTubers film content. What are we?
Yeah.
Heathens?
Oh, we will have a new video also on the old on Friday.
True. That's a proper video.
Proper video that's like it's been teased for a long time, and some might say that I dropped the ball on it. I don't know who would say that, but they might.
I don't think anyone would.
Yeah,
even though it's the truth.
What I've seen so far, it looks great. So
I mean, like as far as getting it made in a reasonable amount of time, dropping the ball.
Hey, listen. Art cannot be pushed. It cannot be rushed.
Farts cannot be pushed. That's true.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you have to force it, it's probably shit. Yeah.
I mean, you can't just force it. You gotta massage it. Get it to a good place.
You gotta give a little,
and then you release
a little love tap on the belly, and then it just comes out smoothly.
This is unrelated, and we didn't have it on the docket or anything. But like, have you guys seen this stuff with Hassan Minaj and the New Yorker at all?
Who?
I haven't looked into it, but I've heard about it. Like,
it's kind of crazy. It seems like the New Yorker is just committed to fucking smearing the guy, and
New Yorker's always been a little fudgy.
I won't say that because he literally did his diligence and showed that how some of the things that they're saying is clearly just objectively true, basically, that because there's recordings of him talking to them, and then they're denying that he said certain things that he's literally has recordings of him saying. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know why they would do that unless racism, but yeah.
Here's what I will say. I don't know if you guys watched Patriot Act. I was disappointed when that was canceled, though.
Me too.
It's not as good as John Oliver, but it was solid. It's kind of like if you want,
it's a bit different vibe, but yeah, it's kind of like a similar type of format in a way, except he's standing up.
Yeah, it was definitely done more in his style, which it should be, and it was it's good. I mean, I definitely thought it was better than Daily Show, which is fine, but Daily Show has been the same since Jon Stewart, in my opinion.
Greg, that's the video we were just talking about. So that's Friday, 100% guaranteed. That's how they say it down in Louisiana, for those that don't know.
Gowan Tweed?
Because they're fucking disgusting. That's why. Jeez.
I ate a cucumber today.
Now, you know what? Actually, cucumber they don't taste bad to me. Like, I can eat a slice of one maybe if I feel like it. But like the thing is whenever you put it on something, it overpowers everything else on that thing. And it's just like, I might as well just be eating a cucumber instead of this sandwich that has all kinds of stuff on it, plus cucumber, because all I taste is fucking cucumber. That's why.
But like,
it sounds like how I feel about onions.
You guys are weird. Have you guys tried putting oats on it?
And some water for spice.
We can't handle that kind of spice over here, you know?
Yeah. You know, you guys need to just build up some tolerance. Eat if you can get up to like a level of like the Carolina Reaper chili, I think you're almost there.
True.
But then it's only a maybe.
That is the secret ingredient to Carolina Reaper chili.
Oats.
You never expect it.
I like pickles. Pickles don't. Something about the pickling process doesn't. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And no,
cucumbers are all right in Turf's burrito, but they're a bit too spicy for it, I have to say.
Yeah.
How dare you, Ricky? How dare
they're a bit too. Oh, that is absolutely correct, Sketchy.
No.
Zucchini?
No.
What?
It depends on my mood, frankly.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. Zucchini can be like can actually be cooked, and they can be quite all right. But raw? Nah.
No.
If anyone's eating a raw zucchini, I'll combust right now.
I'm angry right now. By the way, I'm adding a couple of video clips of, once again, things that we didn't discuss talking about, but I think we probably should a little bit.
Sure.
Particularly this Star Wars girl situation.
Oh, yeah.
I have not heard of that.
I have not looked into that, but
I have a little bit. I saw some follow-up about it, and it's definitely not good as far as the other people involved. But yeah, here I'll just play this because, for one thing, if you ever want to prove a point about like how what it's like to be a certain type of person in a fandom or whatever, and you hear people denying that that's the case, this is a great example of how to do it, like how to document things and just show exactly like, no, actually, this is what it's fucking like. You can't deny my fucking experience. She did a great job.
What happened a couple weeks ago, and just keep in mind, I am one person and this is one incident. Stuff like this happens every single day, whether you see it or not. I posted a video that was an unboxing of the new Ahsoka toy line from Hasbro that they gifted me, and I was really excited about it. I love Star Wars, I love collecting, and I was excited to share it with my following. But someone on Twitter decided to repost my video, and they said this, and here are some of the lovely responses on that tweet. A YouTuber decided to make an entire video making fun of my content and then personally attacked me.
We're not sending him toys to review. We want the young crowd, the hip, the TikTokers.
You're right.
Why is he dressed like Haldo?
Up close, it's supposed to be.
This Ahsoka headpiece is absolutely adorable, and it talks.
Adorable. Is it a boy?
Did I say that Star Wars girl? Really? Did I say that?
Yes.
Yes.
What an idiot!
I was so confused.
With her.
No, this is not what's her nuts. The girl actually called that. No,
she is a Star Wars girl, but
she is a Star Wars girl.
She is.
I would say she's objectively the superior one. Just based.
Oh,
on
for sure, absolutely.
There's no question on that one.
but yeah, I thought this would be a different clip, but
this is a great clip though.
It is a great clip, yeah.
You talked to the junk man. Well, I saw another clip from their follow-up. I saw their tweets about it too, and they're fucking assholes. You know, like I'd say based on what I saw, they might be. I don't know that they are as bad as like fandom menace types, but they're, you know, a couple of shades different maybe. They're just being shitheads.
I mean, imagine making a video where you're looking at another video of a person just unboxing like an action figure of Star Wars and then making faces like that when she says things that you don't like about some movie or show you don't like. And
then there's like comments of people. I don't know if you saw any of those. They went by fast. But like, you know,
I remember pausing them at some point.
Dumb sexist shit. It's like, man.
Yep.
I don't understand it.
We got Chatterback Chopper.
Does it matter?
Criminal, super cute.
So cringy.
Just sent me
Oh God, I'm gonna be sick.
And then he posted this to his 30,000 subscribers, who then also attacked me in his comments, and he liked every single one. Including this one about unaliving me.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Anchorman, like I see that you're like, you should do your own research, and you should. But I mean, there's not anything that's gonna, once I see this, there's not anything that's going to make me go, oh well, maybe they have a point. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you're saying that, but like, it's pretty clear who the shitheads are in this situation. And they continued to be that on Twitter afterward.
And I mean, with the whole like making your own, like going out and doing your own research, I'm fully for that, right? I don't think anyone should just believe, you know, on face value exactly what we say, but like I'm also strongly against the whole like we show something, right? We show evidence of something, be like, I'm gonna go and do my own research, but then if you don't, right, that's
right.
That's a problem, right? But like by all means, go out and like actually look at the evidence for this, right, and make your own opinion. I'm sure it'll be similar to this because this is pretty clearly what the fuck.
Let's add a hypothetical to it. So as far as I can tell, and I did look into it a bit, she did not do anything to, you know, precipitate this whole encounter, right? Like she didn't even know who these people were. But let's say she did. Let's say that she like on Twitter or something saw a clip of theirs and was like, these guys are dickheads or something like that.
Yes.
And then everything else played out the same way that it really did. And then you end up with them liking all these posts, including one where someone's saying that they should, you know, something about killing this girl. They're still kind of just in the wrong, like because she maybe shouldn't have said they're dickheads, but like things were taken to a level that really shouldn't have gone.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can't imagine harding this.
Yeah. Like, this is pretty like there isn't much nuance here, you know. It is pretty obvious what's happened here and like who the people in the right are, or the person in the right, I guess.
Yep. And you know, so the main kind of thrust of the thing that she was talking about in the video is that like people were literally saying there's no problem with sexism and misogyny in fandoms.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
That is.
I think
that is fucking hilarious.
I think.
I don't understand how anybody can like. I mean, I guess if you're a guy and you can't see it, that's one thing. But like, can you not see that you are a guy, so therefore you can't see it, and accept, kind of maybe give a little benefit of the doubt there?
Yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah, that is.
I'm gonna try and find her YouTube channel so that we're not just talking about her and not like actually promoting her.
Yeah, that would be nice. Speaking of Star Wars, any Star Wars projects you guys are looking forward to?
What do we even have coming out soon?
I think the next like show live action thing is Skeleton Crew.
Is that filmed yet?
I think so.
Sorry to say, if it's not filmed,
yeah, then there's a while. I don't know if there's any animated stuff. I mean, I'm personally really excited for Acolyte. The upcoming show about like Sith back in the High Republic. I think that just sounds really cool. And I've been wanting for a long time just some more stuff outside of the main timeline. Yeah, so that's exciting for me.
I guess I'm not super familiar with what I mean, I've read the premises, I suppose, of what's coming, and honestly, I've been like so surprised with like which ones I've liked and more and less and stuff like that I'm kind of just like not having expectations anymore.
Yeah, I'm just there for the ride.
Yeah, I was really excited for Boba Fett, and it was fine. And Obi-Wan, I was pretty excited for, and I don't know, it was good. It didn't throw me.
It was mostly pretty good. And
then like Andor, I was not anticipated for at all, and fucking loved it.
Ahsoka's similar. Like I was like looking forward to it, but I wasn't like hyped.
Yeah, I was more looking forward to it than I was Andor. But like, you know, and then I watched, I was like, oh, this is so good.
When is that new Star Wars game coming? That's like a co-op multiplayer game with RPG elements. I don't know.
So it's supposed to be. There's not an official. A filing for the first episode with the United States Copyright Office indicates an approximate release in January 2024 for Skeleton Crew.
Oh, nice. Cool. There's that new Star Wars game, Star Wars Outlaws, coming out next year, I think. Which
I'm so bad with video games.
Yeah. I think that one looks all right, but it is Ubisoft, so I'm not holding my breath, but it does look good.
Yikes.
Halloween just happened.
What?
Oh,
Whoa!
What?
Man.
Did you guys do
talking
anything
about?
special, or what's that?
Not really. No.
I did a stream with some guy. I don't know.
You did the cream of some young guy? What?
Yeah.
Creamed on a guy. Nice.
Turf, what is Halloween like in your dimension?
It's actually really weird
I'm not
because
surprised.
no, I remember when Halloween like properly came here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
it.
it.
That's
no,
Oh, that's a whole story? My God.
No,
I remember.
I remember. It was a good
it
time.
was like I guess like 10 years ago. Up until that, there wasn't really like a big Halloween wasn't a big deal. We have something else called Festelaun, which is in February, where people like kids dress up and then they go around like kind of trick or treating, and then there's like a big barrel with a cat inside that you have to like punch. But there's no cat inside. That's just like the old tradition. There's like candy and it's been pinata basically, but just like a barrel. It's not a pinata. So we had that for a long time, but then just randomly because we got Americanized, Halloween came here, and then yeah, I'll often go for like a walk, and I'll see pumpkins around, and there's always like Halloween parties where people dress up, but it's not like it's probably not as big as in Das Americanas.
Okay. So you didn't like do any trick or treating growing up or anything then?
Not on Halloween, no.
Okay, so what
Wait,
the other thing that you said
You
is that
have another holiday you trick or treat during?
Yeah, well, the one I mentioned in February called Festelaun.
Oh.
Which is like where people dress up. It's not like spooky season. It's more just like just dressing up as whatever.
Okay. Well, I mean that's kind of what Halloween is here.
Yeah. But there's not
I
like
mean-
the whole spooky element of it, you know.
I was
like
Doctor Who this year. It was not spooky.
Yeah, no. Like for Halloween, you don't have to dress up spookily, but there is like, you know, people make like there's the whole horror movies, right? There's like the pumpkins with the creepy faces, and there's the like Halloween is seen as like the spooky holiday, you know. This one, like in February for us, isn't. It's just about dressing up and then trick or treating, but it's something like only kids do. It's not like no people above like I don't know teenage years really do it.
So what you're saying is that everybody teenager and older in your country is a square.
Yes, but I have actually been. I went trick or treating when I moved to Kenya because some of my friends were American. They were like, "Come with us," and then I came with them. We just walked around and we came.
Yeah, nice. I know. For me, like, there's no trick or treating really, but you know.
This is such a scuffed conversation.
It's all over the place, man. I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
This is incredible entertainment. I don't.
My bad.
Doing great.
Yes, Anthony.
I'm sorry. I'm looking through this junk man's Twitter, and I'm just kind of like fucking horrified right now. And
Oh God.
Bobbert. So, what is your favorite Halloween movie? Or what's your favorite horror movie?
Oh, horror. Like Halloween movie, it has to be the original Halloween, right?
Yeah.
It's just
the original Halloween is amazing.
And then like just horror movie in general. God, do I stick with John Carpenter and go with The Thing?
Ooh, that is a good choice.
I'm not sure. I'm sure there's more horror movies I'm not thinking of, but that's high up there as well. The Shining probably has to be up there for me just because my daughter loves it so much.
Yeah. The one I always go for when I get asked the question is Silence of the Lambs. I love that movie.
Oh God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking of that as a horror movie, but yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah. is really good.
What are some underrated horror movies? Like ones that like you know even ones that people think suck, but you're like, no, it's fine.
Would you classify Sinister as that? Like I feel like I don't always hear great things about it, but I think it's like actually like a decent horror movie.
I don't know. I haven't heard great things about the sequels, and I think there's good reason for that. But
Yeah,
the
for
original
sure.
Sister, I usually hear good things about, and I would say good things
I
about it.
generally
I thought it
liked
was
it
decent.
okay for one of those
Yeah.
types of movies. You know, it was toward the beginning of this era of like, I don't know, some of these horror movies these days kind of have same vibes going on to me.
For sure.
But that was toward the beginning of it, and it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, before it got like old. What underrated horror movies?
Have you guys seen The Collector and The Collection?
No.
Wait, The Collector, like the weird dude with the lips?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's like my main takeaway from those movies.
It's fucking schlocky shit, and it's like made by the guys who wrote the original Saw movie, and it's very much some of that, you know, that vibe in there. There's traps and stuff like that, and but like it's actually got a pretty decent like heart of a character and story going through it. Like it's, I don't want to spoil anything, but the guy's a good actor. Generally, he's a pretty not well known actor, but you've seen him in stuff like he was in The Dark Knight Rises. He was one of Bane's guys.
Damn.
And then yeah, those are pretty good. Another one that I think is underrated is 30 Days of Night. Pretty good.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
It's based on a comic book.
Do you know one I think is underrated? Psycho 2. It's not as good as the original Psycho, but the Psycho sequel they did in the 80s with all the slasher movies coming back, they did Psycho sequels. The second one was actually really good in my opinion. It actually like did something interesting with the Norman Bates character. And the third one undid all that. I mean, I hated it, but the second one was great.
Part 2, yeah, I remember liking that one as a kid. That both of those.
I need to watch Fright Night too. I love Fright Night.
And then Night of the Demons was another one that I liked a lot as a kid.
It's Night of the Demons. The Billy Zane one. Demon Night.
Blood and Honey. That's a classic right there. FNAF.
Are you sticking with that one?
The FNAF movie.
Oh God. Let's see. You know, another one that I'm always going to promote, and I've already done so a couple of times this year, but I'm going to do it again right now. Let me get this clip ready.
Meg 2 The Trench. That's
You're not worth the flesh you're printed on! Fuck this cowboy shit! You fucking ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers! All you have to do is give me the goddamn key!
Yeah.
Who dat?
Oh, that's Billy Zane in Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Night.
Oh, yeah.
Humans! You're not worth the flesh you're printed on! Fuck this cow.
Fun fact, this movie, but in particular that scene, is what got him the role in Titanic.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I know
Cameron
he is
was
the fucking standout in that movie by a decent margin. He's awesome.
Because James Cameron was like, I need someone who's a huge asshole, but you kind of want to like him anyway.
Yeah,
and it's like that's what this is.
That's what Billy Zane is. Yeah.
Wait, is he like the dude in Titanic?
He's the
asshole.
fiance.
Yeah. Damn. I thought it was the guy from Barry. This guy. But it's just because he's bald here.
Oh, yeah.
And what's he called? He's also in Gotham, that actor.
Yeah, it's kind of like he didn't get the best roles. Maybe didn't choose the best ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like he didn't get the best ones for sure. And then
I'm trying to think, have I seen Zane do a bad job? I don't think so.
I mean, I remember the Phantom was kind of lame, but I don't think it was his fault necessarily.
Yeah, no, that's not his fault.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Not that Phantom.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Hey.
Boy, oh boy, we got a good stream here, guys.
We're killing it, man.
This is good shit.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, so I'm leaving in like 20 minutes. So
Are you really?
Yeah. Sorry.
The fuck?
Can you me
The
and Bob
fuck?
again? Like I just did that last night, man.
Listen, all right. If you guys didn't want to include me yesterday with your little we don't talk about that, then you know what? I'll just.
Dude, I figured you were like in your shadow realm for the night or whatever, like because it's late. Shit.
I was. No, it does suck because I have to get up really early tomorrow, so I have to be in bed and be a good boy. But I'm here now. So you know what? What should we talk about? South Park?
I mean, we are actually going to be talking about that in a video that's going to premiere.
That's true.
That is true. We can dive into kind of the subsection and characters that people view as heroes and good guys that
let's do
really
that.
fucking aren't.
Let's do it.
I got one right here. As a matter of fact,
line for Terminator. It's actually pretty smart. It's like, well, how did Cyberdyne Systems develop?
It's Elon Musk. He's a hero. The guy that people think is a hero, but he's really a piece of shit.
He's incredibly dumb.
That's why I grabbed this clip, because he literally just explains the plot of Terminator, like the whole Cyberdyne and how it populates and stuff like that, becomes self-aware, and he's acting like it's the smartest thing he's ever fucking heard in a movie, and it's just like, dude, you're so dumb. Like, really?
He does understand the cool thing about Terminator was the execution, not the premise, which is fine, but
I don't think he understands much about executing well. Anything.
I think there's many people who'd like to execute.
His career.
All right, so let's talk about characters, though.
Yes.
Well, you guys,
it is a growing trend that people seem to take a lot of life lessons from characters who really should not be role models.
Yeah. Well, let's do it. Let's do a quick rundown of the list here of off the top of our heads. Chat, help us out. So Cartman obviously was what got this started. Covering the Pandaverse. What else?
Who's murdered people?
Well, there's a recent article to come out. Guardian interviewed David Fincher, and he brought up Tyler Durden.
Yep. The Joker.
A couple iterations of the Joker.
Yeah. Homelander is a good one. Yeah.
It's anybody who praises Homelander, I feel like fell asleep during the last 2 minutes of the first episode. What's
up with people that are fucking still how can you actually praise and think that Tyler Durden is a good character when do they just once again do they fall asleep during this part?
I sometimes wonder.
Where it's explained that he spends his fucking downtime in his job at the theater or whatever, splicing frames of pornography into children's movies.
True.
And then smiles as they see a big dick and cry about it. That's your hero, guys. Come on now.
Well, that's a perfectly normal thing to do.
Well, are you guys interested in David Fincher's take on Tyler Durden?
Yes,
sure. I mean, I can imagine that he would say that everyone who idolizes him is correct.
Hold on, let me get a commercial for the New Yorker up real fast. They pay me
New
for
Yorker,
that.
man.
Here we go. In terms of masculinity, Fight Club is especially significant. Adapted from the 1996 Chuck, I'm going to slaughter it, Palahniuk. Its general treatise on ennui, impending obsolescence, and self-pitying grievance of the white American male seems to have anticipated the zeitgeist and possibly shaped it. As Brad Pitt's Tyler Durden tells his acolytes, "I see in Fight Club the strongest, smartest men who ever lived. I see all this potential, and I see squandering an entire generation, pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars, advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need." We can dive into this later because there's a lot to say
It's
about
really
this.
cool lines, and it's really great delivery, and it's all this all fits the tone of the movie. It's it's cool. But as Mika was saying, oh man, Homelander's so cool, man. he's so bad, and I love like okay. I mean, I love Homelander too. I love the character of of Homelander, but there's a difference between appreciating a character and admiring who what a character represents and actually believes and stuff like that, which is what we're talking about. And if you actually do like identify with Homelander or believe in how he sees things and stuff, then I don't know, get some help.
Yeah. But Fight Club became a key text for the contingent of dissatisfied white men that we call the manosphere, incels, neo-Nazi fitness clubs, the Proud Boys, which the Southern Poverty Law Center once described as an alt-right fight club, avowed misogynist and male supremacist in the Andrew Tate mold. And Fincher saying, I'm not responsible for how people interpret things. The Fight Club being consumed by today's aggravated manosphere is not the same as the film that flopped on its box office release in 1999, or the one that became a campus hit on DVD. Languages evolve, symbols evolve, but it has still become a touchstone for the far right, I suggest. Oh, it's the interviewer. That's the interviewer suggesting that. Okay, fine. It's one of the many touchstones in their lexicon. How does he feel about it? We didn't make it for them, but people will see what they're going to see in a Norman Rockwell painting or Picasso's. God, I'm soldering words. But he is. Let's see. It's impossible for me to imagine that people don't understand that Tyler Durden is a negative influence. People who can't understand that, I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to help them. So yeah, he's like we're looking at David Fincher. He directed the movie. He knows. Right. Tyler Durden's a jerk, and I watched the movie not that long ago. In fact, I'll give you like a little bit of my history with this movie. For a long time, I really didn't like it. I watched it on a college campus, a whole bunch of guys a while ago, and I didn't like it. Maybe I was being affected by like what they saw in it. I don't know. But I watched it like earlier this year, and you know what? It's fucking good. And like one of the coolest things about it is how like it's like this critique of toxic masculinity. That's what this movie is, and Tyler Durden embodies that. He is not somebody to look up to.
I think the problem with it as critique and why it doesn't register with some dudes is that you have to have kind of a set of like reasonable I guess morals that are based on common kind of ethical boundaries and stuff, and like there are a lot of dudes these days that just don't, and there's always been dudes like that, but like it's become a thing under since MAGA and whatnot that like it's now cool to be that way, to be openly that way.
Yeah, it's a little disturbing. Like even watching it, like I do not understand how you watch that movie and think, oh yeah, Tyler Durden, he's my dude. I'm gonna be like him.
Well, so okay, my experience with it is a bit different. So I was 17, which at that age I was a really fucking I was just messed up as a kid at that point. I was dealing with a lot of shit, or not dealing with a lot of shit rather. But I went to see a movie with my girlfriend at the time, and I don't remember what we were going to see, but we were late, and I'd never heard of Fight Club before, and then we were looking at the the matinee thing and like, well, what else can we see that's about to start? Fight Club, Brad Pitt. Oh, that okay, whatever, sure. And then I really fucking enjoyed it. And like, especially, leaving with the ending of it where it's just like drops all that information in your lap and you kind of like are like, what the fuck? And the way it ends, it's like I appreciated not knowing what to think about it, oddly. You know what I mean? I still do kind of appreciate a movie or something like that whenever it's done well. And I'm like, it doesn't spell it out for you, and it just kind of fucking throws a bunch of shit at you and says, here, sort this out. And I liked that. I didn't really get the critique of it, the satire of it for another several years, but I don't know. I didn't really also identify with Tyler Durden either. So yeah.
I mean, Tyler Durden. I mean, what's the name of the Edward Norton character? I'm brain partying.
Nobody said Fight Club's about neo-Nazis. Jesus Christ, dude.
Does anybody know Edward Norton's name? Well, the Edward Norton character.
Byler Bourbon.
What was it?
Byler Bourbon. Sorry,
All right.
go ahead.
Are you
That's
saying
not
what's the
the
character's name or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just listed as Jack. So like all the times that he's like I am Jack's, whatever. Like it's
Okay.
that's
But yeah, no, that's obviously like the character you're supposed to kind of at least see through his point of view. And Tyler Durden's like the worst aspects of that character kind of coming to light. That's like he essentially Tyler Durden's pretty much the antagonist, but it's a psychological thing where they're like the same dude too. So it's a cool movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
you did hear Nazi in that article. You were hearing it out of context, I guess. So the thing with Fight Club is that it actually is. It shows exactly what has happened with the Andrew Tate types and stuff. It's like guys that like there's some valid shit in the way that Edward Norton's character is feeling. Like some very valid shit that is, it's like understandable. Like especially that was in the 90s whenever like it was actually you could actually get a decent job if you went to college and shit like that, and there was some form of a future you could aspire to, whereas it's not so common or easy these days. And so like there's valid feelings in doing all the things that society tells you you're supposed to do, the playing along by the rules and doing all this stuff, and then like still just you're a lonely, sad, miserable fuck sitting at home, in your IKEA filled apartment or whatever, and you got no purpose, no sense of purpose, no sense of identity, and that's valid, happens. But then the problem with Tyler Durden is that you get these people like Andrew Tate and any number of these guys, the fresh and fit fuckers or whatever, who come in and they prey on that kind of vulnerability, and they make you feel like, well, this is the purpose that you're missing, right? Like you're just supposed to be a hardcore badass who doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks, and in fact, when somebody says you upset them or hurt them or whatever, you should like double down because fuck them for being snowflakes, kind of shit.
Instead of maybe listen to them and then maybe you fuck them, but maybe I don't know, think.
Maybe.
Yep.
I know it's wild.
Yeah.
There's definitely some kind of similar vibes with Joe Rogan and all that shit.
Absolutely. But what character do we want to dive into next?
Let's do Joker.
Ooh, Joker. Well, definitely the 2019 movie, the Joaquin Phoenix one. I know lots of people identified with that one.
Well, and that's another case that there's some valid stuff with how he starts out and the way that he's feeling and stuff. And there's some valid critique of the system that fails him in that movie as well.
For sure.
Absolutely. I mean, like when I watched that movie, I felt it was a critique of how this dude is mentally damaged and society is, rather than helping him, like the beginning of the movie, he's being helped, but it's very minimalistic. Like it's barely there. And then eventually that help is just yanked out and he just loses all control.
And that happens a lot these days. If someone's even able to access, honestly, I am very fortunate that I was able to access the mental health care that I started doing whenever I did trauma therapy several years ago. Because if I tried to start that now, thankfully I got through it all and everything. But like if I tried to start that shit now, I wouldn't be able to, based on the kind of the lack of inconsistent treatment I've been getting just for my maintenance. Like I've gone through I don't know how many fucking, I guess 4 counselors in the last year and a half or so, because they just keep quitting, and like because they don't fucking pay them enough. You know what I mean? So like it's difficult to get consistent care that way. Thankfully I'm not like completely dependent on it and trying to improve my mental health overall like I was, but I think about the people that are in that situation right now, and that fucking sucks. And kind of reminded me of that.
Anyway. Well, I mean, and like Tyler Durden, I brought, there's lots of valid critiques of society about how like people are just really getting fucked over, but it's just misdirected so much. And lots of people saw the Joker and like was like, oh yeah, this guy's the hero, and like he is the protagonist. I'll give you that, but like he's not heroic.
I mean, there's that meme of it's like when I was as a child, I thought Batman was right, but as an adult, I know that Joker is right or something like that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That is terrifying. That is terrifying. Joker is not right at all. I like it. That's one of those things where it's like I don't even know where to begin with you. Just
if we look at the Dark Knight Joker, right? Then so what that kind of thing does is, well, because that character, there's not really enough of him to actually analyze. They intentionally didn't tell us much about him. But like he says things that once again are like valid, but then like the conclusions that he comes to about it is what's fucking antisocial. And so like the whole, what's he tell Two-Face, or after he gets blown half his face off and he's in the hospital, something about, if a truck full of soldiers, gets blown up or whatever, it's a big deal. But whatever he says there, and it's like that is a valid thing to consider. Like, why do society value certain lives more than others, kind of thing?
Yeah.
But then like should just go, so fuck it all. That's
so therefore I'm gonna blow up some hospitals. Wait a minute, there's a jump here. But yeah, like
Joker 97 is like don't don't call me out, guys.
Oh
god.
Oh shit. But yeah, like crap, now I got derailed on my train of thought.
That's another one. Yeah,
it's very easy. Rick Sanchez. I actually don't know that much about Rick and Morty. I've only seen a couple episodes, but I have seen people idolize Rick Sanchez, which, I mean, just from the couple episodes I've seen, I've been like, maybe don't idolize him. Maybe he's not a good person. Are you guys there?
Nope.
Okay.
No, Rick and Morty Rick is kind of different a little bit because they have been making effort in the last couple of seasons to like slowly progress him, like in a natural way, it feels like to me, because he's like actually, kind of learning little things here and there and trying to do slightly better and stuff like that. And I think that's good. If the show's going to be on for several more years, then maybe they should consider that type of thing.
Yeah,
true.
It's not bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else do we have? Oh yeah, I guess we didn't really dive into Homelander. You guys want to talk about Homelander?
Sure. Yeah.
Homelander. So if you watch the first episode of The Boys, it's actually not clear through most of the episode. Like, all the superheroes are like awful in the first episode, except for Homelander, who, like, they even talk about, oh yeah, Homelander's clean. He's just a stand-up dude. Until like the last couple minutes where he kills like a father and his son in an airplane,
and all the other people on board.
Yeah, just because his corporate overlord told him to.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
No one even told him to do it.
That's true.
Like in the second episode, like he gets berated for doing it by himself.
Yeah. They're like, why did you do that? Like, he literally just did it because he thought the Elizabeth Shue character would be, into it, and then
exactly.
It's fucked
he
up.
To please mommy, so he can get some of that milk. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah. It's almost like Homelander's a really messed up character, because that is part of his thing. He likes breast milk.
Yeah.
Because he's not fucking normal.
No.
Yeah, he was literally raised in a lab and taught that, like given all this power, and just like, you're the best fucking guy ever. You're going to grow up and be a hero to everyone. And, believes that he's morally virtuous in anything he does, kind of thing. It's messed up, but yeah, he's just a dickhead, I guess. Is all there is to it.
He's a monster.
One of the only base things he's ever done is like his reaction to when Stormfront was being like very Nazi.
Yeah, when she went mask off, he's like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah,
he's like, "Whoa, maybe not that much." But no,
he still did messed up things with her after that, though. So,
well, I mean, they had sex after that, yeah.
the burn unit hand job is kind of, yeah.
It's almost like he's not a good character, or he's a good character, but he's not a good guy. And people need to learn the difference. People need,
he's a fucking sociopath.
Yeah,
like I think there's a lot of people just like fail to realize that you can like a character without liking the person the character is.
Yeah.
And what they stand for,
I mean, he's absolutely an entertaining character.
For sure.
And
Well,
not
same
only
thing.
that, I think you should question your connections to characters, like and like
Yeah,
why you
for sure.
if you really connect with a character, like why is it? And you know, not necessarily just for this reason, but you know, just because it's a good, I don't know, media literate practice to do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like a lot of us always like in some shows, the villains are the most interesting people, right?
Uh-huh.
Like they intrigue us. That's perfectly fine. It's fine to like explore these characters that are, if they were in real life, they would be horrible, right? And we would hate them, right? But it's like there's some kind of like like allure there, as long as we just understand what it is and who these characters are, and that there's a difference between thinking that they're interesting and thinking that they're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a huge difference.
Well, there's one more we could talk about that I think is a very interesting case study. So there's a little movie based on not a little known book called Watchmen.
Oh yes, we should definitely dive into that one.
And so I've got the YouTube. I just searched Rorschach Watchmen on YouTube. I spelled it weird. And just looking at this earlier, like
Watch
there's. Let's see if I can find the ones that I saw. Damn it! But there's like legit. There's a video I saw that's like why Rorschach is the best, most morally righteous character ever, or something like superhero. And I'm like, maybe he's being satirical with that, but I don't know.
Yeah. That's a little terrifying because listen, no matter what you could say about Rorschach, calling him moral in any way is really fucking pushing that shit. He's probably the most crazy. Yeah, he has to be the most crazy of the superheroes in that bunch, including fucking comedian, for crying out loud.
I mean, freaking Ozymandias is like he's practically a Nazi. It's like, well, yeah. I mean, except for maybe I guess he doesn't have the racial element, but other than that, yeah. I mean, it's he's very much like he's reactionary. That's the thing. And then but the thing that trips people up, I think, is the people that he tends to go after. It's kind of like Dexter, right? It's like, yeah, this is a real piece of shit person that probably the world's going to be even better without this person in it. But does that make what you're doing the right thing to do? And are you doing it for the right reasons? Is it like, you know, it's not justice to murder a murderer, you know, that's like killed little girls or whatever. Like that doesn't do any justice for the families that, you know, want to know that this fucking guy's off the street. You know, stuff like that.
For sure.
But yeah, here's that guy. Look at him.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
That is a wild take.
Yeah.
This is the best video I have ever made. He says, but he's maybe he's fucking trolling. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
And like Rorschach's another one that I remember reading the book whenever I first read it in like 2007. And of course I fucking loved it. And Rorschach stuff was some of my favorite shit. And like the part where they did it well. Zack Snyder did it well in the movie, where he's like, you know, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. And it's like, fuck yeah, you know, because he's crazy, right? Like he's gonna fuck these people up and stuff. But it's like, I don't know. There's you need to be able to practice, I guess, like some kind of disconnected empathy for a character like that, where you're like, I get how he feels, but also still what he's going to end up doing or what he does here has done. It's not good. What do you guys think about that?
I think he's a very interesting character. I thought he was probably one of the more interesting characters in Watchmen. But like, yeah, he was also crazy. Like there's like with me and Rorschach, like I thought he was again an interesting character, but not somebody I would idolize, not somebody I would ever look up to. Like,
yeah,
fuck, like there's an image there of Night Owl and Silk Spectre, who are much more typical superheroes. Although, like, typical superheroes in Watchmen are not quite a thing. But like, you know, Night Owl and Silk Spectre definitely come the closest. No.
That's true, Galvatron. Thank you. That is true. He's talking about comedian nut. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, some people idolize characters who they probably shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And
I guess, do we want to get to a big one here?
Yeah,
all
let's
right,
get to it.
it'll be my last one.
Will you check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there?
I promise there's not.
I'm scared, Mom. Will you please just look and make sure Kathleen Kennedy isn't under my bed?
Yes. Cartman. Cartman is not a good guy, people. Like,
Pretty awesome, right?
yeah, like he's pretty awful. And I feel like everybody's who's watching this South Park recently, and we're gonna have a video after the stream fully about the South Park. This is just gonna be kind of like just discussing Cartman specifically, but
yeah,
he's not a good dude at all.
Let's watch this here.
Eric, sweetie, there's a bunch of people showing up in our backyard saying something about a meeting.
Yeah. My name is Eric Cartman, and I'm the president of the Mel Gibson fan club.
Yes,
Thank you,
the
thank
passion
you.
one.
I'm happy to see that all of you were affected by the passion like I was. Now, we all know why we're here, and I believe we all know what needs to be done.
Okay, but look, it's a comedy show. Maybe it's one of those situations where he's like, he means something else. No, he actually means the Jews killed Christ, and therefore,
Yeah.
Yeah. But like again, it is also just a comedy show, you know.
Right.
But like anyone who sees something Eric Cartman says, and it's like, hell yeah,
It's
kind
a little
of
scary.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky. Yeah. In general, people who like try to take like virtue and moral out of South Park kind of scare me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, in the recent episode. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
I was gonna say in the recent episode, like they call out like Cartman's acting like the Chuds, and like here, I mean, got in our clip.
At first, they were just dreams, but now I feel like I'm actually changing. Why would I be having visions that I'm a diverse woman? Because you're a fat, racist piece of shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's discussion about this episode calling out like the woke stuff, but like it's not that, and that video is coming up after this. But yeah, there's just so many like moments from that episode that like, yeah,
I mean,
Cartman is bad.
Roboters, I mean, I don't know. This is kind of silly on a couple of levels, man. To be honest, like for one thing, it's a cartoon character, so like him saying, "Oh, if he didn't," I don't know, if Kyle wasn't Jewish, it's like that's just kind of a weird exercise to do. But also like, there's a lot of people that hate entire groups of people because of one person that they hate that represents that group. Like that's how a lot of people become hateful. You know, so
yeah,
not really good defense.
True.
I mean, Cartman is pretty unapologetically anti-Semitic too. It's worth pointing that out.
Yeah.
See, McLeod, we actually kind of thought differently. You know, because at the end of the day, they're saying that like Kathleen Kennedy, as we say this in the video, you know, she basically made some uninspired choices for movies, whereas like the other people are just fucking racists.
Yeah. That's kind of the point of the episode. Just like, yeah, and whatever you think of what Kathleen Kennedy's done, like it's kind of like, yeah, maybe being racist is bad, at least too, and
like it's like at worst, like Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are called out for just making lazy movies and like kind of just not really doing much with like Star Wars and all these big things, and the other side are literally racist.
Yeah.
And those two things are accepted by the end.
Mm-hmm.
And
One of those is like, I would say I'd rather be one than the other. I'd rather be accused of making uninspired art.
Absolutely.
Even if it's uninspired corporate art.
Absolutely. And like something we also mentioned is like at the end of the day, anyone who tries to take some like virtue or like moral victory out of a South Park episode, either if you're on the left or the right, you know, like it doesn't matter. It's just kind of weird. Like you don't see us being like after this episode is coming out, being like, yes, we won, we beat them. No, it's a
South Park is
South
on our
Park episode.
side. Which I think it's
Exactly.
worth noting, it wouldn't take much to make that argument at all.
No, but it's like it's anyone who's trying to like claim some moral high ground based on a South Park episode is kind of missing the point of South Park.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty dumb. But let's not just recreate the video that we're hoping people will go
Oh
watch.
sure, no, don't worry.
Let's
there's a lot
let's
to
do a
that
live
episode.
reenactment right now.
Let's just play it right now and then release it afterwards so that everyone here is just not going to watch.
Hey, didn't I just see this? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Um.
But yeah.
But yeah, understanding characters is important. Yeah.
Exactly. I am very sorry, but I have got to
What?
go now. Oh,
I didn't hear Turf. He said he's staying longer, right?
oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Can't leave without it. No, but yeah,
You can depend on me.
I wish I could stay longer, and next week I will stay longer, and I'll prepare something special for next week. I'll cook something up.
Ooh.
And yeah, I'll figure out what.
Nah.
Until then, yeah, you guys have fun, and everyone enjoy the video afterwards. And on Friday, that's a big thing coming.
Ooh.
But yeah, I love you guys, man.
We love you.
I love you guys.
But only in the most gay sense of the word.
You want to fuck?
I said I love you, of course.
Now that he's gone. Oh, fuck, he's not gone. Shit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, peace out, everyone.
Later, man.
Later.
So I did add something to the like in my stream title that I figure, I know we're not doing a lot of Chud stuff on the live streams anymore, but this one, we didn't rule it out completely either. So I think when certain things come up, it's warranted. And have you guys ever seen, like, imagine being named Scam Lee? Like, that's your legal name is Scam Lee, and that's what your parents named you, and your nickname is the Scam. So Scam the Scam Lee, right? Like, that's a real person that exists, and you've been doing this grifty shit with comic books and stuff for a while, and it's pretty clear that there's some scamming going on there. But then, like, you decide, no, man, it's not obvious enough that I'm fucking scamming people.
Well,
the most obvious scam, huh? What?
Before you dive into that, I want to go ahead and type out the new Organized Chaos membership plan. You can now become an Organized Chaos member and get exclusive content to voting for the next video I make and all that stuff. And it only costs you the low price of $99.98 a month.
Oh, you're undercutting
bargain price. I am slashing prices right now.
All right,
I have to undercut the competition, dude.
That's pretty good. So here is this is the ultra plan of Scam Lee's new subscription service, where essentially what he's done is he's folded in the Rippaverse shit into what his own little Patreons thing, which I guess he had that already, from what I understand, like some kind of the Mac Club or something. Like, come on, man, it's fucking lame as shit. And he's folded these together now, so now you get this shit for $99.99 a month. But you look at the other tiers, and they're really not. This is not much. Like, so 30% off of merch, not comics. So you can't even get comics for cheaper, right? You get exclusive wallpapers. What? Priority shipping. Like, I mean, yeah, there's some benefit to this, but like $99 a month worth. And also, you notice
engagement. What is he gonna like reply to all your tweets or something? What
here? So this is what the site actually looked like as of yesterday. Maybe since he's been called out, maybe he's changed it. Probably not. But you can you have to squint. You can kind of see it says monthly there, and then if you highlight it, you can see it says monthly. But like, come on, dude, come the fuck on.
So is he just trying to hide it, just make it seem like it's a one-time thing? And then
I guess so. And then like maybe he hopes that like some people will do it and then go, oh shit, that's monthly, and oh well, or something. I don't know what it doesn't look good. Maybe it was an accident, but like, it does not look good.
I remember, like, I think it was last year. There's a PlayStation subscription service you kind of need for online play, which kind of sucks, but it's $60 a year. But you also get 3 free video games a month, so it's all right, sure. And then, like, last year, they Sony pushed out the idea of, oh, actually, we're gonna make it $60 a month, and there was this huge just like outrage over that. I was kind of pissed too, and then like it was so big that they just never did it. It just $60 a year, we're sticking to that. But like $60 a month for 3 free video for I guess not free, but free 3 video games, and you get $60 a month. Not $100 a month, and you get 30% off merch and engagements.
Oh, there's more. There's more. It gets better.
Good.
And by better, I mean worse. So, all right. So, apparently, people were saying, "Oh, you're just offering people like access to you as a personality, as a creator. They don't even really get much when it comes to." And he's like, "No, that's not what it's about." He's insistent that that's not the case. None of the perks are for me as a personality, he says. Except
what?
Engagement, AMA, play games, the hangout. Engagement, AMA, play games, the hangout. Engagement, like none of them, huh? All right.
So you get to talk to an AI version of Eric during those things, and maybe then
maybe he just means he doesn't have much personality.
Maybe that's it. He has like no personality.
Oh shit! We are blessed today, folks.
Yeah, fucking awesome. Oh, no. Yes, I don't know.
I think you can add yourself. So
Yeah. I don't know what was happening. I was playing hot potato there for a second.
Hey, what's up, man?
I don't have a lot of time, but I have a few minutes, so I thought I'd stop in and just say hi to everybody and see what we're talking about.
Are you excited about the Ripaverse subscription model?
Ooh.
We all are.
Ooh.
Ooh. So
someone did I don't know. We talked about it, but somebody did the math on this, and to get the value out of it it's pretty bad.
I don't see it being possible to get value out of it, really.
Well, the thing is,
the lowest tier is too much.
Well, the lower tiers have no value at all. Everything below $50, they crunch the numbers. There's no value to that at all. Exclusive wallpapers mean absolutely nothing. That means nothing. So there's no value to that. Also, like the AMAs, you can literally ask Eric anything. If you go in and super chat him in any of his streams, you can ask him anything. So that doesn't mean anything either. For the price of a $5 super chat, you can get more value than you could out of like an AMA. But the bigger tiers, the $50 and the $100 ones, someone much smarter than me, there was a graph, I can't find it now, I don't have it, but I'll tell you what it said. It was a graph that showed that of course the $100 tier is $1,200 a year for that. And they said you would have to buy, because of the 30% discount, you would have to buy stuff that falls into that 30% discount, upwards of $4,000 to see any return on that 30% discount.
Jesus Christ.
That's worth like camel dollars. Back when they did camel bucks for, you get like an ashtray for buying 1,000 packs of cigarettes or something.
Yeah, you'd have to spend $4,000 to get any value off the $1,200 tier. And I've seen that all over the place, everywhere under his videos. I don't know what we've looked at because again, I'm coming in very late to this, but if you look at the videos where he talks about this, the views are extremely low, and on social media, people are just not happy about it. It is a battle pass for subpar benefits. It doesn't give you anything,
and like some of the fans that are pissed, by the way, they're not just like random YouTube viewers. There are a couple of people I've seen that they're like, I was there for moment one of both campaigns,
right?
Of ISOM, and like I can't fucking get behind this.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is that like you have to be a member of this before a campaign starts. So you can't like look at the campaign and go, oh, they're getting ready to put out Alpha Core. I've got a month before Alpha Core comes out. If the campaign has already started, you cannot sign up for one of these tiers and get any benefits from it. It applies to the next campaign. You have to be signed up to this before the campaign starts.
Well, speaking of like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that means that he's looking at like being like, there's no one, I want to put this out there. There is no one, no celebrity, no company that is worth $100 a month subscription for content. There's no one. I don't care.
Unless they're giving you a handy like once a week or something like.
But yeah, so like $100 a month, and one of the things on there is engagement. It's like, what? Well, is he going to reply to your tweets? Because that's a really hard thing to get Eric July to do. Like, he never replies to tweets. Does he?
just say his comic isn't very good.
Yeah.
Mildly critique him.
I mean, I've noticed he doesn't do that as much anymore. I feel like he's trying to like get ready for this lawsuit. Because
true.
he's not going back and forth on social media anymore. By the way, him and Rippaverse Goalposts are blocking people now, which is unusual. So I think that also is them trying to not get involved with that. Also, that particular account, the Goalpost account, is being very careful about the kind of stuff they put out now. They used to share everything. Now it's like it's not even related to Eric July, really, most of the time.
We tried to tell him for like almost a year, like, you're really bad at this. Don't share this kind of stuff that we're, you know, like we're helping you out here. Like, don't share our shit, because if you're just going to do it this way, because you're making us look good.
I think Nick Rekieta, or it might have been Dick Masterson, one of the two of them. I believe it was one of them.
It was Rekieta.
That said that the goalpost is the worst thing that a fan could do for someone. Is that kind of account. So,
well, it's a good thing it's not a fan, and it's actually Eric himself.
Yeah.
But so one of the things with the perks you get is early access to the campaigns, and it's like, okay, well, if you're a big fan, that might be something like, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Except it's not like a day in advance; it's like an hour in advance,
right,
of the launch.
What? Is it an hour?
And apparently, I think Eric said this because he is trying to do so much damage control replying to people about this, but I think he said that like you'd also get an email about it or something. Like, you wouldn't even know. You would get an email saying you have to be there at this certain time. So it's not like you would know ahead of time. Like, you would just it would go out like a spam email to your folder, basically.
Well, let's look at a couple of his defenses here. I found an exchange that I think is pretty fun. This guy, prices are monthly. Are you insane, Eric? No one is going to pay $20 a month for effectively a 10% discount on merch. Also, the membership means I'm just a member that pays money. Also, wallpapers. What is this? 2001? So I can it. This is just greed. And then Eric, he's got a good response probably. I don't know. Whoops. My fucking track is messed up. My bad. Need a new mouse. There we go. Yeah, people were paying that already when it was the Mac membership. Now it's Rippaverse, and there's more value than it was before. I find that hard to believe, but also it probably is true. Greed. Do you think we buy Lambos with the money? I mean, no, but like that doesn't. That's also the most cartoonish example of
it is. Well, that's the whole thing with like the Sonic and Sonic the Hedgehog argument he had. He just But I do want to point out that he says people were already paying that for the Mac membership, right? But you know what the problem was? People were paying for that Mac membership, and he could not roll it in. He couldn't get them to buy a Rippaverse, package or whatever. So he's like, since you guys won't do it on your own, I'm just going to roll you over into Rippaverse. You know what I mean? Like, because he said that these memberships will just turn into Rippaverse memberships. Because there's no value in the Eric D. July, like, I guess, merch store or whatever. Because I believe he is trying to inflate the value of Rippaverse, and this is a way to do it. Because how many people, like, for example, if you were never interested in the Rippaverse, but you were interested in discounts for Eric July, say for example, you are one of these people, and he rolls this over into Rippaverse, you're still going to get all the stuff you got before from the Eric D. July Mac thing or whatever.
But now you're supporting Rippaverse and
you're supporting Rippaverse, even if you never buy anything from Rippaverse. So that's kind of why it looks a little sketchy.
Sketchy. Yeah, and then as this guy says, I say greed because you aren't adding that much value for the amount of money you're asking. I get it. You're not Amazon, but that doesn't mean you can offer very little benefit for decent money. If I have to pick between, and then this next one is the one that I love. I love this exchange. Look, do what you want. You'll make some quick money off this plan. It will keep you afloat for some while longer. I think you forgot how you grew into the cultural icon you now are.
He's stroking the ego there.
You used to speak truth to power. Now you're just shilling ice them. It won't last. And then I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't even know what any of that means.
That's how a real man responds to anything. Like honestly,
Yeah.
he thinks that his fans like those kinds of responses. I don't even know what any of that means, because what he's doing is he's basically diminishing his purchaser. Somebody here that has obviously bought merchandise from Eric before. He's trying to make that person sound stupid by acting like if he doesn't understand what he means, then clearly it doesn't make any sense. That's the intention there.
And then, yeah, you know, you're a one-hit wonder. You made tons of off a great idea. I mean, yeah, I mean, this actually must be a real fan, because these same words that I don't think anybody that's not a fan could say it with, you know, in good conscience. Like, great idea. And then I do agree with this Terminator 3 thing here. You know, it's like, yeah, man, why? You're not going to beat T2, but and then he's like, we made multi-million 2 campaigns. Like, yeah. But like the second one was half as much as the first one, you know.
And if that tracks for Alpha Core, that means Alpha Core will make half of what the second ISA made.
And considering it might be less, even because, like, you know, I don't think fucking Chuck Dixon carries the weight that I guess Eric thinks he does.
I don't think so either. I've talked about this before. Chuck Dixon isn't even in my top 20 writers of all time. He's done great things, but in terms of like a prolific career, I don't think he's got that level behind him. He just doesn't.
Chuck is just like, he was one of those, you know, journeyman kind of like the guy you need to work in the industry, because you're gonna, you know, some books need to come out regularly, and you can't, like, thankfully they don't have a lot of those anymore. They've gotten a lot of really good writers in both Marvel and DC, and of course indie. But like, you know, back in the day, it was, you just had your kind of standard guys that could get a book out on time. It wasn't super special or mind blowing. It was fine, and he was one of those guys.
I also want to point out here, when he says we made multi-million dollars 2 campaign, that's a really bad sentence. Anyway, so
Stanley B should just reply, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. So here's my question then. If you were successful doing 2 similar campaigns, why are you doing this now? If the 2 campaigns you did before worked so well for you, why are you having to convert unwilling customers from the Eric D. July store to come over to be part of the Rippaverse? Why do you have to do that? Why wouldn't you just say, hey, you can just switch your membership? Because, I mean, you could do that. You could say you go into your account, you can just turn it into a Rippaverse membership. No, they're forcing people to switch. Why are you doing that if your campaigns were so successful the way you were doing them?
If he's genuinely interested in like taking on Marvel and DC like he fucking claims, his priority should be, hey, you made multi-million-dollar comic books. Let's just start working on pumping out comic books. Let's get more writers on here. Let's just get these comic books out. Instead, he's doing this weird shit, which I don't even begin to understand.
What is priority
I don't understand
shipping?
it.
What does priority shipping even mean in this context? Because I don't think I've only seen a handful of people complain they didn't get their stuff quickly. So is it going to get there faster now because you're paying $100 a month? Is it how is that even possible? And say, for example, he prints 1,000 comics, right? Just use that number. He prints 1,000 comics, but he has, just spitballing this, he has 1,200 orders, and all of them are from a priority tier. How does that work? Does he now hold back the 1,000 until he can print another 200 so he can get them all shipped out equally at the same time? Or do some people in that priority tier just not get theirs expedited quickly?
I know lots of people, when the second one I think had some issues, but the first one, lots of people talk about how like well packed it was and how well done it was, at least the shipping and how it was delivered. And it almost makes me wonder, maybe like that type of treatment's going to be reserved for the upper tier. Lower tier, they're just going to like put like a stamp on the actual comic book and ship it out.
Which would actually be faster then. That would be faster. If you're not someone paying for expedited shipping and they're just going to ship your comic out, you know, in a paper bag, that would be faster than putting it in all of that other stuff. Like, it just seems like it would I don't get how this is going to be of any value. Think about this. $100 a month for all of that discount on merch. And the math has already been done. You have to spend $4,000 to get value out of it. Is there $4,000 worth of unique merch in the Rippaverse store? Probably not.
One of the comments said there's 200.
So how are you going to make that make sense in any way whatsoever? How does that make any sense? You're not buying from them like you're buying from Amazon or Walmart. You know what I mean? You're not buying from them like you're buying from those places. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, dude, Amazon Prime is it's like I pay that annually. Isn't it like 120 a month?
It's 120 a year, I think.
Yeah, a year, not a month. Yeah.
So he wants you to pay close to what Amazon charges you for a year for all of their shows, everything they offer, all of the shipping stuff, all the bonuses. He wants you to pay almost that much a month for Ripaverse merch. Not even the comics and not even all the merch. Because he said it's not going to be the comics and it will be most of the merch. Meaning there are some items that will not be discounted.
But it's kind of hilarious. This is just...
compiled with the fact that he announced a show with him and Az because his numbers are so fucking low on his channel.
He's got to bring the quartering has him scheduled. And it's just like, I can't decide which one of them must be more desperate.
Yeah, they're both desperate. They're struggling like hell.
And look, here's the deal. We said this before. I think the one Chud that is kind of immune to what's happening at a bigger level because of just the amount of people watching is Gary. I think Gary's got a buffer, but he's still shilling coffee, so I think he sees the writing on the wall.
I think Critical Drinker actually, but
Critical Drinker
very fucking well, honestly. Like every time I look at his channel or look at his sub count, it's he's almost to 2 million now.
Yeah. Critical Drinker is like the more expensive version of the Chuds for a lot of people. He's the one they think for some reason has more prestige or something.
Well, he's treated like he's the smart one, and it's more just because he tap dances more. But he will still say some wild shit sometimes.
Well, his videos, he pronounces things weird on purpose. It's just dumb. It's just all dumb. When a 314 sub YouTube Ross says your comic sucks. But yeah, like partnering up with Az for a weekly thing, making a comic book cover for it. He's doing that because him and EVS are not on good terms, and he's worried that Comicsgate people are not going to buy the next comic. So he's trying to like get him good with Gary and Az so he can try and bring some of those people that watch them over to his channel. But newsflash, most of the people in that circle are already watching each other. I don't know how many more viewers you're going to get from doing that, to be honest.
I mean, I personally thought it was hilarious where he did a video with Gary where they talk about the strike. Just like two guys who have no idea how unions or strikes work.
I think it's hilarious that him and Az... Yeah, I think it's hilarious him and Az did a video where they talked about gay people with no gay person present. Here's a newsflash. When you make a stream to demean people of a marginalized community and you don't have one of those people present in your conversation, then you're just making propaganda. That's what that is at that point. If your entire purpose is to get on there and shit on a marginalized community, then you're not actually trying to do anything or make any changes. You're just trying to shit all over a marginalized community and create content like that. Heel versus babyface.
He's the pronouns guy. Quit current daying me.
Mika, I don't know if you're being serious or not, but that sounds really stupid. Not the fact that he might have some sort of cancer, but the fact that that's why he talks differently in every video.
Yeah, I mean, Mika said weird stuff.
I don't know what I thought about that. Like he talks like that in the videos, and it's like, Jesus, talk like a normal fucking person. I've heard him talk in streams where he doesn't sound like that. He sounds like that specifically in his like essay videos.
There's essays that I can't prove that they're done by AI, but it is suspicious I could easily train ChatGPT to spit out Critical Drinker videos quite easily.
Oh, I do want to announce something, by the way. So, by the way, Friday gonna have a stream as I usually do. Here's the thing, episode 3, and we're gonna be looking at some Marvel cards from the 90s. It's an excuse for me to pull out my collection of like I got the 90, 91, 92, and then also X-Men 92.
Quite a few of those.
And but I want to look at those and how they played a role in the comic book boom and bust of the 90s. But also in coordination with that, I'm announcing that every time I do a Chud profile on my Friday show, I'm gonna be making some cards for them. And figure that'd be fun. Have some factoids on the back.
These like the Dokumon cards from the
Ripaverse. Oh God, I should write them like that, huh?
These look good. This is cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, power levels on the back would be awesome.
I was just...
Oh, that's real quick. Another part of that is that the power levels that they used to put on those cards in the 90s, those play a pretty significant role in how people fans talk about power scaling and shit nowadays. Like that's really what kind of kicked that off.
Yeah.
Prior to that, that wasn't something that fans really engaged in much. But
because it was more ambiguous, and then they started signing numbers. I'm sure just for fun, and then it'd be like, oh, this person's stronger than this person, but this person fights better.
Yeah, how many tons can this person lift, and how fast can this person go, and all that shit.
It's had its problems because you have the Hulk is at it'd be like the max level is 9 and the Hulk is a 9, but then the Galactus is 9, which there's a problem
there. Yeah.
So what's going on? What do you got going on? I actually have a video of yours that I was thinking about showing. I don't know.
Which one was it?
Your Gina Carano video. I hadn't watched it.
I haven't watched it yet either.
Yeah.
I figured I'd grab that since you weren't going to be here, but you are here.
Yeah. Yeah. Gina Carano. How fun is that? That's all. It's always a good time.
Gina Carano just killing the box office, making those mad bucks, and now doing
Did you see that fucking screed that she did? We talk about it in the video that's going to premiere after the stream's over. But like that Twitter screed she did is like literally, it's like she's trying to audition to be a Chud YouTuber. Just complete fantasy that she's writing, and like people are taking it seriously, I guess. But
the thing about Gina is, I don't feel sorry for her at all. I think she's created all these problems for herself. But she's being used by that community. They don't care about anything. Like in my video, I talk about that. They don't care about Gina when Gina is doing things that she thinks is good. Like they only care about Gina when she's complaining about stuff. It's kind of the same thing with every celebrity. If a celebrity is just living their life and doing things and trying to put out content, they don't care. Gina's movie, the one that came out, was it Terror on the Prairie or whatever the hell that movie was? I didn't hear any of those guys talking about that movie. I mean, I think they mentioned it one time or whatever, but they didn't really talk about it. The point is that
reviewed it. That's the thing. They all reviewed it, but they also, some of them went to like the premiere and stuff, and it kind of starts to seem a little like, oh, how did you get that access? And they all, of course, reviewed it positively.
Yeah, of course they did. Of course they did. But the movie was terrible. I mean, it didn't perform well at all outside of the Chudville people. I even saw some of the Chuds saying that it was a Mary Sue movie or something, like it was because she was a lead. But
comments on the Daily Wire website under the movie were saying shit like that. It's gold.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just weird to me that Gina, it's like we don't hear anything about her, and then something like this happens, and all of a sudden they're all talking about her again. And this is the way it is in that circle. Is you're only useful as long as you're useful. The minute you're no longer relevant, they don't want to talk about you anymore. That's why they keep going back to stuff like Rachel Zegler and Snow White and MCU and all. They do that because they only care about something as long as they think it's going to get them impressions and clicks on their videos. And Gina Carano making a run-on sentence that had fucking no periods in it till the very end was hilarious. So.
I got a question for you guys. What do you think? Do you think that this whole Kathleen Kennedy South Park thing, Gina Carano, all of it, does it have any effect on the
It does.
I will be honest. I didn't mention this in my Kathleen Kennedy or my Gina Carano video. But I did mention it in the Kathleen Kennedy video. Is that the one bad thing about it is it did bring more people back to YouTube to like see what people were saying. I think some people kind of walked away from it, might have been exposed to it because of South Park. Because the thing about satire is it's only for smart people.
Yeah,
that's really all it is. Satire is for smart people. Dumb people don't see satire as what it is. They look at it through a different lens, which we've seen that a lot with these Chud channels. Either through,
it's the same thing with Punisher being like a commentary thing. But cops and stuff, they're just like, no, he's awesome because it does kind of, it's something we could have a conversation about in the future. I think that I'm interested in talking about is like the responsibility, if there is one at all, of creators to whenever they create a character like the Punisher, for example, do they have any kind of responsibility to clearly make known what this character is supposed to represent or be critiquing or what? But that's another topic. Another time.
You know, it's really interesting. I don't know if you guys saw or not, but Variety put out an article about Marvel today.
Oh, I haven't had a chance to look into it.
It's a lot
I did
to go over. We can't even do cliff notes here. It's a ton of stuff. But there's a lot of content in there we're probably going to see the Chud channels talk about, because it is a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that basically it's just seeing how Marvel works, how they kind of arrange things. And so yeah, it's weird to me that this is all sort of happening right before The Marvels comes out. I'm not saying that it was orchestrated, but there seems to be this, at least in some parts of Hollywood, a annoyance with superhero content. And this kind of happened with DC when James Gunn came out and talked about the reboot. And of course we saw what happened with the movies that came out after that interview.
Yeah.
And so now it seems like Marvel's having some stuff that they're talking about that's coming out through Variety. And of course the sharks are hungry. They're Variety's pumping the water.
Talk about that if you want. I've got the that came out like right before the stream started, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually a manga.
Yeah, I've read most of it already.
You want to break it down for us?
Well, okay, so the first big thing is they are tossing around the idea of bringing back the OG Avengers for a movie. Like the Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Thor, Black Widow, all that, reviving them and bringing them back, which I think would be an awful idea. Look, I love those guys, but I think that would be an awful idea because they would be doing it just for money. And I also think, go ahead, Bob.
I was just gonna say we have plenty of the OG Avengers that can still pop up quite easily, and we haven't even given the new guys a chance to do a team up yet.
Right. And I think also, God, there's so many reasons why this wouldn't work. I think there is a way to make it work. Like if they wanted to bring them back as variants in like a crossover movie or something, I think that would be fine. Right. But they specifically in the article, they use the word revive them, like bring them back. I think that's awful. And the reason why is it demeans the stakes of what happened in Endgame, personally.
But we should also kind of account for the fact that maybe there's some communication that's being expressed differently via the writer than it was maybe what they heard, or there's just, it could be a telephone game thing happening where it's like revive might not be the apt word at all.
Yeah. And I said that, I got a video that I made on it that it'll be coming out today or whatever, where I talk in more detail about it. But I said that, it is possible that they had always intended to bring them back in some sort of a way, like in the end of phase 6 with the Kang multiverse war. It would make sense. It would make sense for some of them to come back in that movie. And so if that were the case, then I think that's an absolutely fine way to do it. However, if the idea is in fact to revive them and bring them back for like an Avengers one-off movie, there's so many things going against that. Like you're doing nostalgia bait while you're still making products. I don't know, has that ever happened? Something so new where they have to immediately go back to nostalgia less than a decade ago to bring people back in? That just seems really bad to me. And I can't think of another property that's had to do that. So that to me is a pretty big red flag. Plus it would be just for money, and anything you're doing just for money is going to probably be shit.
Yeah. Well, ultimately this is capitalism, and that's the unfortunate thing is that, it's going to be done for money to some degree. Just how much that is, how much artistry is being put into it, kind of thing. And hopefully, I don't know. I figure as long as Feige's still in charge, he's not going to let things just be like completely cynical.
Right.
So there's going to be some element of like, this is what I think fans would want to see and stuff like that. Good stories.
I hope that's the case.
Feige's proven himself over the years. So
there's more stuff about the Blade movie, about like that movie going through more problems because Mahershala doesn't like the story of the recent movie, so they're going with the writer from Logan now to try and get the movie to work. And so that's a good thing. I think that's a good idea. I think the Logan writer is a good idea. Also, they're doing something that I think is going to push their creativity a little bit. And a lot of people will see this as a negative because that's how everybody wants to view things. I think it's a positive. So they want to lower the budget of the movie down to around 100 million and go for something more, I guess, like the original Blade movies, because those movies were made for like very low. The first Blade was like a $50 million movie. Deadpool is a good example. That was made for under 100 million. Deadpool 2 was made for under 100 million. So I think that they can absolutely 100% make a good Blade movie for 100 million. And I actually think that'll be good financially for the studio to sort of do that. Like if you have a character that doesn't need to be a $200 million movie, don't do it. Make it for
no,
less.
it sounds fantastic idea to me. I think that's a good direction to go in.
But Mahershala also wanted to, I guess, and this again, you never know. Like you said, Dane, even though it's coming through Variety, like they can still have things wrong. They're not perfect. But apparently Mahershala also wanted Blade to sort of be the fill in the space that was left by Black Panther. And that would be a bad idea because that's not the kind of character Blade is.
I don't like that idea.
So that's another issue. I kind of wanted Blade to be part of what I think of like the Midnight Suns universe in Marvel, where we have like Ghost Rider and
that seems like a no-brainer. But
just having more connections with like, well, the only thing I think we've really seen so far that really fits with that would be Werewolf by Night. But
right, which that's
more
the thing is
stuff that
exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought. And having that be like they keep. One thing I wish Marvel would get away from, if I had one criticism about the way they've been doing things recently, is having an entire set of movies focus on one conjoining storyline. I would love to see, like, if you want to do the multiverse storyline with like Kang and stuff, do that. But then also have like a supernatural storyline going at the same time. Give us supernatural Marvel on the side so that we have both of those stories sort of like going parallel to each other. So you're diversifying your story, because I think they've already hit the mark on diversifying the characters, but I think they could do more in terms of diversifying their storylines. Not everything has to lead into one big Infinity War movie.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about like lots of Marvel movies. The way they stop them from getting samey is usually just to do Marvel movies in different like genres. So like you had like the heist movie with Ant-Man. You had sci-fi movies with Guardians of the Galaxy. And I was thinking like, pretty much with the exception of being Werewolf by Night, which isn't a movie, we haven't done a horror Marvel movie, and that'd be a great like do that with Blade. Just the
closest thing we got was Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and to be honest,
and that's just movie, stylistically one.
So like that movie combined with Werewolf by Night, combined with the idea of Blade coming in with the supernatural storyline, I think that would have been the perfect direction to take those characters and leave the Kang stuff for the other characters that we still got bouncing around.
Absolutely. I love that idea. Yeah, and get Ghost Rider in the MCU. Absolutely.
Well, bring back the one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I loved Robbie Reyes. He was so
good. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still considered canon? No,
but
forth on that one.
It's not any. Well, it's canon to the multiverse, but not to the current MCU. Apparently, Moon Knight would be good in the supernatural one too.
Sure.
Gabriel Luna is great. I would love to see him come back as Robbie Reyes. But Moon Knight could also slot into that supernatural part of Marvel as well.
Moon Knight would be great.
I'll be honest. That to me, and this is no offense to the whole Kang thing, I think the Kang storyline is great. To me, the supernatural stuff sounds more exciting than what we're doing with Kang, to be honest. But
what we just talked about sounds amazing.
There was also go ahead, Bob.
I was just gonna say, like you said, the Kang stuff, it's decent. I think Jonathan Majors, assuming he sticks around, we still have to see about that one. But like, I think he's solid, and I think Kang could be a great villain. But like, I like the idea of maybe doing like this little subsection of supernatural shit. Maybe have Doctor Strange kind of be like a mix between the both worlds. I don't know. It could be fun.
I think, and I also there was a script at one point. I don't know which one it was, but there was one version of the Blade script where he was the secondary character in the movie, and it was focused on the younger characters around him. And I think that would have been a bad idea. I don't think. I love supporting cast, but I love supporting cast, but that would have been bad for like jump into it.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, people want to see a Blade movie too, not like the Friends of Blade.
So what are
wow, 99 people watching. Fuck yeah. Here in just a few minutes, there will be a premiere for this video where we discussed the whole South Park situation yesterday. We invite you to go and check it out because we're going to end the stream, and then it'll be time to go do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
One more quick thing about Jonathan Majors before we go, because I know we're going to wrap it up, is apparently they've got contingency plans for that. And one of the things they talked about was that if they have to pivot away from Kang, they want to introduce Doctor Doom. That's apparently the contingency plan. So
that is a good pivot, I'll say. You know,
I don't want Doctor Doom to be forced, but if they do a good job with it, Doctor Doom's.
Well, I think they still have time though, because remember, I think that movie wasn't supposed to come out until like 2026. So I think they still have time to do it. But you're right. I don't want it to be forced either. But I do think Doctor Doom is a good pivot away from Kang if they want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he's similar in a lot of stylistic aspects to Kang, so I could see that working quite well.
Well, Roy, I think there's a lot of people that do like the Kang stuff, which is why I don't think they should not do it. I just think that they should have other stuff happening. Like, if they truly want it to be like comics, you can't have everything leading into one narrative. I think that's not good. I would love for them to have two different things happening at the same time.
I mean, comic books have their huge crossovers, but there's always a couple books that aren't involved in those crossovers that do their own thing as well. And like if they're going to branch out and do stuff like that, they should have other
Anthony,
stuff too.
Dr. Doom is fucking goated. Like that character.
Yeah.
It's like the fact that he uses science and magic, and he has been part of, like, go watch. I mean, well, don't go watch. Go read anything Secret Wars, especially like the early on stuff with Dr. Doom. He was fucking like Battle World, that era. Oh my God. So good. So fucking
as far
good.
as this goes, yeah, there's not really, obviously not a Kang Dynasty movie without Kang, but like you could definitely pivot to some other, like, I mean, you could do they're already going to be drawing from the Secret Wars 2015 and probably the originals, and so they could do Beyonder. They could do
oh my God, Beyonder. That would be fucking crazy.
Any number of things that, like, and still get to Secret Wars, because that's going to be the end result.
And like we've had lots of theatrical Doctor Dooms, and they've all sucked. I want a good Doctor Doom.
Oh shit! This premieres in 60 seconds.
Yep, so we got to go.
What video is that? Jesus, that guy on the left, is he squinting?
So I set the countdown to like 4 minutes. So I don't. Let me see. Whoops. So I don't know. Maybe it's 60 seconds until the countdown starts, possibly. So, anyways, I'll drop the link in chat. But it's definitely, I want to discuss this a lot more. In the future.
Well,
it's just, the news is so early. There's still more in there I haven't had time to digest.
Well, it might be a good thing to dive into next week.
Yeah, I think next week will be a good time because we'll probably have more.
Digest it more. Yeah.
We'll also have more like confirmations on stuff between now and then. So.
Whoops. Yeah, video's premiering in just a few minutes. Go check it out. It's good.
Yeah, the Chud one, guys. They got South Park.
No, the second half of the video conversation is not going up. After checking it out again, I just I don't know, man. He believes really fucking stupid shit about trans people, and
it's been bad lately. It's been bad.
I felt like I did an okay job of like pushing back against some of it, but I didn't just do, because I was trying to. We had just had 2 hours of friendly conversation, and I was not prepared for how dumb his fucking trans takes are. And so I was just kind of like, what the fuck? And yeah, anyway, it's not going up. Sorry. You can go get his dumb trans takes on fucking Twitter and wherever.
I swear to God, people only come to my door when I'm on stream with you guys. I swear. I truly swear to that one.
All right. Well, new video going up.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess we could stay live until it starts just to kind of, if we want, I don't know, whatever.
Well, I guess tomorrow I'll be streaming. I will actually be going over some of these South Park videos. We'll also be going over some of the Mary Jane videos that have gone up, because I'm sure all these videos are going to be very logical and well thought out and really make me rethink my life.
And we actually will have a Mary Jane video going up too. So,
yes, yes, we are cross promoting. Yeah.
Countdown. So yeah, 4 minutes, guys. Post it one more time in chat. Head on over, like button, watch that button, and subscribe to everybody that there is in the description, because they're all good people and make good content. That's how you fight back against the Chuds, even though they're kind of just going themselves. But still, let's help them out. And yeah, thanks to DJ for showing up here.
Sorry, it was last minute.
You're welcome to be on my Friday stream as well. But yeah, you guys have
Okay. I think you're roboting, Dane. I didn't know if it was just me. So yeah.
All right,